That $200 no-pull harness you just bought is probably making your dog pull harder, and the company that sold it to you already knows. Here's the thing that nobody tells you when you get a dog. Pulling on the leash is not a dominance problem. It's not a sign that your dog disrespects you. It's not even really bad behavior in the way that most people think about it. Your dog pulls because pulling works. Every single time your dog surges forward and you follow, your dog just learned that pulling is the correct strategy for getting where they want to go. You've been accidentally training your dog to pull on you this entire time. And honestly, that's okay, because we're going to flip that script starting right now. Welcome back to Dog Channel Z, your place for dog breeds, training tips, and everything you need to know about man's best friend. Let's get into it. Before we get into the actual training steps, let's talk about equipment for about 60 seconds because the wrong gear can make this 10 times harder. Standard flat collars work fine for some dogs, but can cause neck and trachea issues in heavy pullers. Harnesses are popular, but here's the catch. A back clip harness actually encourages pulling because it activates something called the opposition reflex, where your dog instinctively pushes against pressure. If you want to use a harness, look for a front clip harness where the leash attaches at the chest. This naturally redirects your dog toward you when they pull forward. Head halters are another option and work brilliantly for strong dogs, though many dogs need time to adjust to wearing one. Pick your tool, get your high-value treats ready, and let's get into the actual training. Step 1 is what I call the statue method, and this is your foundation for everything else. The rule is simple. The moment the leash goes tight, you stop completely. You become a statue. You don't move forward. You don't yell. You don't tug the leash back. You just stop. Your dog will look confused at first. They might pull harder. They might circle around. They might sit and stare at you like you've lost your mind. That's fine. Wait for that moment when the leash goes slack and your dog gives you even a tiny bit of attention. The instant that happens, you mark it with a yes or a clicker, and you immediately move forward again. You're teaching your dog one of the most powerful lessons in training. A tight leash equals zero progress. A loose leash equals adventure continues. Now here's where most people give up too soon. The first few sessions of the statue method feel absolutely brutal. You might walk 20 feet in 10 minutes. Your neighbors might think something is wrong with you. Push through it. Within 3 to 5 sessions, you'll start seeing dramatic improvement because dogs are incredibly efficient learners. They'll figure out the pattern faster than you think. Step 2 is teaching your dog to check in with you voluntarily. This is the piece that transforms a decent walker into an amazing walker. While you're walking, randomly mark and reward your dog whenever they glance back at you on their own without you asking for it. You're basically building a habit where your dog periodically looks up at you during walks because good things happen when they do. Over time, this check-in behavior becomes automatic. Your dog starts walking with awareness of where you are instead of just bulldozing ahead mindlessly. Step 3 is the direction change game. When your dog starts to drift ahead and the leash is about to go tight, before it goes tight, pivot and walk the opposite direction cheerfully. Don't announce it. Don't say your dog's name in a warning voice. Just turn and walk. Your dog will feel the change in the leash and catch up with you. When they do, praise and treat. What this teaches your dog is that you are unpredictable in a fun way, and they need to pay attention to where you're going. Dogs who have mastered this game walk close because they genuinely don't want to lose track of their person. You become more interesting than whatever was pulling their attention forward. Step 4 is teaching a formal heel position for when you really need it. You don't need your dog glued to your left leg for an entire walk. That's not realistic or fair to the dog. But having a solid heel command gives you a tool for high distraction moments like passing another dog or walking through a crowded area. To teach it, start with your dog sitting beside your left leg. Say heel and take a few steps forward. luring with a treat at your hip. After 3 or 4 steps, stop, reward, and release. Build duration gradually over many short sessions. The goal is not a perfectly precise competition heel. The goal is a dog who knows that the word heel means get close to me and stay there for a bit. Now let's talk about why some dogs seem almost impossible to train on leash and what you can do about it. High energy dogs, working breed dogs, dogs who haven't had enough exercise, they all pull more. A dog who has been cooped up for 8 hours and is bursting with energy is not in a learning state. You're fighting biology. Try to take the edge off with a short play session in the yard or a few minutes of fetch before your training walk. You'll get dramatically better results when your dog isn't operating at maximum excitement levels. The environment matters enormously too. Don't try to train loose leash walking on the route where your dog always sees squirrels and neighborhood cats and that one other dog that sets them off. Start in your driveway. Start in a quiet parking lot. Start somewhere so boring that you're truly the most interesting thing in your dog's world. Once you have reliable loose leash behavior in boring environments, you gradually add distractions. This is called proofing, and it's the step most people skip, which is exactly why their training seems to work at home and fall apart the moment they hit the real world. Let's also address the elephant in the room, which is consistency. Loose leash training fails for one reason more than any other, and that reason is inconsistency. If you practice the statue method perfectly on weekday mornings, but then let your dog drag you down the street on weekend evenings because you're tired and it's just easier, you're not making progress. You're treading water. Every person who walks your dog needs to be on the same page. Every single walk is either reinforcing pulling or reinforcing loose leash walking. There's no neutral ground here. One more strategy that's incredibly powerful and underused is what trainers call rewarding position. Every minute or so during your walk, if your dog is in a great position beside you with a loose leash, toss a treat right at their nose or right to the ground beside your foot. You're not waiting for them to check in. You're not waiting for them to do anything special. You're just raining rewards onto a dog who is in exactly the right position. This communicates clearly what you want in a way that words never can. Common mistakes to avoid. First, don't use a retractable leash while you're training this. Retractable leashes teach your dog that constant tension on the leash is normal, which is the exact opposite of what you're trying to build. Second, don't jerk the leash. It creates frustration and anxiety and damages your relationship with your dog. Third, don't give up after 1 or 2 sessions because this skill takes time to become solid. Most dogs show significant improvement within 2 to 3 weeks of consistent practice, but full reliability in all environments takes longer. The payoff for doing this work is truly life-changing. Walks become enjoyable instead of a battle. You can take your dog more places. Your dog gets more mental stimulation and physical exercise. Your relationship with your dog gets better because you're not spending every walk frustrated with each other. People will stop you on the street to ask you how you train your dog to walk so nicely. You now have everything you need to completely transform your walks. The statue method to teach that tight leash means stop, voluntary check-ins to build awareness, direction changes to make you unpredictable and interesting, a heel command for tough moments, environment management to set your dog up for success, and the understanding that consistency is the actual secret weapon. Start with just 10 minutes tomorrow morning. Pick a quiet spot, pack your best treats, and commit to 1 week of doing this properly every single day. I promise you're going to be shocked by how quickly your dog figures it out. If you learned something new today, hit that like button and subscribe to Dog Channel Z. We got plenty more dog facts, training tips, and breed guides coming your way. Thanks.